Hey everyone, this is Branno, and I'm in a bit of a creative slump at the moment. So, I abandoned my RTS game, and I was right to abandon it, but it does come with the short-term consequences of not really having a good idea to fall back on. So, when I made the RTS game, it was after like 3 months of thinking about what is my next game gonna be? What do I think I can really add to the video game market? And I came up with that idea, but I knew RTSs were tough. I did my feasibility test, and my feasibility test said, technically possible, but don't do it. So I've had to very quickly come up with a new idea, and it's very, very basic. So I've made a very simple 3D combat prototype. I'll just show you what it looks like. And yeah, it's available on my itch.io. It's only like two and a half weeks worth of development, but basically you're a capsule, you have a sword, and you go into various rooms slaying capsules, and this is probably going to evolve a ton and become a completely different game because I don't really know what I want to do with this. All I want to know is that I want to create a 3D action roguelite. And I think for me, I want to specialize in roguelikes and roguelites because they're very systems heavy, and I think that's actually my one strength as a video game developer is that I feel that I am substantially good at system design, but in many other areas, I'm not particularly amazing. I can't do art, I can't do music, intricate game design, like very detailed game design, story and all that. I'm not particularly great at it, but system design I feel very confident in. So I want to specialize in that because indie games are very much merging into just being regular video games, and so the standard is increasing a lot. And having watched the Spiderweb software guy, it definitely seems like once you have found something that you're good at, you should stick with that and try to make the best games possible for that genre and serve that community that supports you. And I think that is what I'm going to do rather than just create completely different games to master all forms of video game creation, which I don't think I'm the right person to do that. So, with that said, I need to be able to offer a roguelite or roguelike that other games don't like. I need to offer something that other games aren't offering. And I've been playing Hades recently, and I really like a lot of parts of this game, but something that's kind of highlighted to me is a frustration I have with how healing works in roguelikes. And my issue with a lot of them is that either it doesn't matter at all, or it becomes extremely important, like the most important things, because you're inevitably going to make up mistakes. So I'm just going to use a bit of an analogy here with school tests. So with school tests, if you have 10 tests and you get 90% of all of them, you've got a 90% average and you've done well. But if you get 8 of them at 100%, you completely flop one of them and you get the next one at 90%. Once again, you're still a 90% average. Now, in a roguelike, if you get 90%, if you basically take 10% HP in 10 rooms, you're going to be anywhere between 75 to 100% HP based on the healing you get. There's a bit of RNG, but in general, you're going to be basically fine. You're going to be completely fine if you get lucky. But if you fail one of these rooms really badly, it doesn't matter that you played the rest of this perfectly. You're screwed. You're really screwed when that happens. And if you have to do another one of these, you're either dead, and this is probably more like a 50% chance of it being 0, or maybe you get really lucky with health pickups and you manage to make it to 30% HP. But this is something that frustrates me a lot, where I don't feel like my perfect gameplay is being rewarded at all. Like, if I really master a level, it feels kind of frustrating when this happens and I don't get lucky. And just like, God damn it. This already feels humiliating. But then just taking that one extra hit at the end, oh, that's a frustrating, and that's a gripe that I have with this system. I don't think it's inherently bad, but it's a gripe that I personally have. So something that I want to do is create my own sort of like health system where, let's just say you start off with basically 3 values. So you start off with your current HP, you start off with your maximum HP, and then you also have your maximum HP cap. So let's say in the first room, you take 50 damage. That's a lot. And as a result, your maximum HP gets reduced by 50% of that damage. So your maximum HP is at 75. And then your maximum HP cap is at 100. So if you then go into the next room, and let's just say you gain 10% of your maximum HP back, you're going to be starting this room with 85 HP, 85 max HP, and 100 of your maximum HP cap. And if you do that room perfectly, you're back at 95, 100, because you gain 10 maximum HP per successful room completed. And so if you play poorly for a couple of levels, you can claw your way back to where you were in terms of maximum HP. And this is a system that I want to see this implemented and to see, is this fun? The values, of course, are going to differ based on what the game is, so this is just like a high-level concept of how you could do HP within a roguelike to make healing items and just the desperation of trying to make up for your minor mistakes less important. Now, the problem with this is that this system right here is not a hook. It's a cool idea to solve a gripe, and players are not going to play a game simply because it solves a gripe with HP and healing in roguelikes. So I'm still trying to work out what the hook of my game is going to be, but I just don't know at the moment. So I'm going to continue to play roguelikes. I'm going to continue to make my game, and hopefully in 2 months I'll have a direction for this project with a new demo that can be played and enjoyed. And it's like, oh, I see where you're going with this. So keep working through it, and yeah, you'll get through creative slumps. You've just got to keep working at it.